Hello, welcome back to Serious About Salvage and another video. So, yeah, channel is quiet at the minute. I know, I want to be doing more things, I really do. I keep getting messages from you guys asking, do you know where I've gone, if I've disappeared, am I coming back? And I'm not going nowhere, trust me, I'm still here. We're just getting through, sorting this new unit out. I am staying up where we currently are. I am going to be having the unit that we had planned from the beginning. We managed to sort it out, and I'm going to just take medication for my hay fever, I think, and try and get around it that way. So we're kind of hoping end of next week should be fully clad. There will be a 2-week wait then for the shutter, but that gives us a chance to do all the electrics. So I'm kind of hoping. What date are we on? 17th. Worst case, 4 weeks today. I'm kind of hoping we're going to be in there, and then we can really get going and get some more cars, get the place set up properly. What is it? There's a bloody phone. It's not wrong all day. Give me 1 minute. Right, so that. What were we saying? So yeah, 4 weeks from today, I'm hoping we're going to be in there and going. I've got plans to buy a ramp. I'm going to get a ramp, put it in the corner. I might have started out someone for doing the painting as well, so we can offload that, hopefully for decent money, and get a better finish. And I do want to do it. It's just it takes me a lot of time when I could be working on other cars. And like I said, the paint is the most important thing. It's what they see when they come and look at it. If you've got runs in your lacquer, or it's a bit dull on one side or whatnot, they see it straight away, do you know what I mean? And then they start looking for mechanical issues and whatnot, and they just start knocking the money down and down, which is fair enough. So I don't know, yet to be decided that one. Hopefully if I can get this guy to do the painting, if it's the right money, I'll go with it. If it's too much, we might have to make a booth in the new unit, get some heat in there, and perhaps have another go. I don't know. But anyway, today we are on the flatbed. So today's plan is, I want to change the gear stick. I'll show you in a minute, because I said on the other video, it's like a bit of a bowl of sleep. It's a bit vague, so I'll show you that. And I want to also try and get the bed off the back, because I want to get this sent off to the place doing the bed, the recovery bed, because without this I can't even buy stuff just to flip, that I don't need to work on. I can't do anything at the minute, so this is really holding us back. So I'll spin you around now and we'll have a look at what exactly we're going to do today. So I've taken the cowling off the gear stick, and that's the vagueness. It's a bit, it's that's the problem mostly. It's a bit, if you look at the ball in the middle, so you can move it up and down. Obviously that's going to be contributing to extra movement. So I bought a complete new one. This one's got no play in the ball. It's hard to tell when it's loose, but you can't move it. And it was only, I think it was £38 delivered. So it's not end of the world if it only makes a bit of difference. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to change that, which, well, it's going to be 4 bolts and two selector cables, isn't it? And I'm thinking, if we take that bolt off, I'm kind of hoping this just pulls off then. Perhaps take that off first. Yeah, maybe. So that should be a relatively easy thing to do. And hopefully it might feel a bit better. What I've also got on order is a new clutch master and slave cylinder, because I was looking at this the other day. It's a bit dark down here. See that play in the pedal? That's because this joint at the top, the rubber bushing in it is absolutely short. I don't know how much of that you can see, but like, it's not even moving the actual cylinder, the actual slave, that bit of movement. So that was bugging me on the way back, so I've ordered that. That was 130 quid or something. And then obviously we need to get this bed off. Now, the top I don't think it's going to be too heavy. Underneath you've got this big piece of chassis. Now it's kind of hoping I could just unbolt and obviously I don't expect it to just slide off. It's going to take some effort, but I'm kind of hoping just to get it all off in one go. But I'm not too sure. I don't think there's much choice because it's all welded together, isn't it? Let's have a look around the other side. Doesn't seem to matter if there's any wind around the valley. There's always wind on this field, so it's going to take the mud flaps with it as well, isn't it? The mud flaps are going to go with it. That's a shame. I'll have to keep hold of them because perhaps they'll want some to put on the recovery bed. Yeah. I think it's going to be easy enough to get off. Well, undo it all. It's just I ain't going to pull that off on my own. Perhaps just set off fast to see if it falls off the back. I don't know. Try not to destroy the light bar. Anyway, we'll come back to that. We'll do the gear stick and see if that makes any difference, and then we can move on to the bed. Right, job one done. Is it any better? Left and right, low's better. That feels great. That's still the play forward and backwards before it does anything. No, don't get me wrong, it's a lot better. It is a lot better. I think it's fine actually, to be honest. It's just there's a bit of play in the gear cable, obviously on the gearbox end that way, because it's moving the cable at the top, but you know, there's nothing much happening until you get to there or there. So I'll have a look at some point when I'm under it, but at the minute I'm happy with that. It's probably going to make a good difference when driving. So we're on to the bed, and I've been thinking, if I'm scrapping this, why don't I go over to the scrapyard, undo it all, and let them just fucking drag it off and weigh it in, because that's what I'm doing anyway. So it'll save pissing around trying to get it transported from here to the scrapyard. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just need to do the simple stuff like the wiring. So get the wiring disconnected off this little lights here. Get them off, get the wiring off, and yeah, just run it over, undo all the bolts. There's I think there's 4 down each side, and then just get them to lift the thing off, lift the whole bed off, and just weigh it in, and I'm done with it then. Because I could fix it, but I've checked, and you know, they're going for like, you can get one very similar to this, you know, in working order for £250 off eBay or Gumtree. So you know, by the time I get a new column for there, that's probably going to be 50 quid. you know, the pissing around and stuff. And obviously I've got to get that repaired, then welded back in. Probably talking another 50 quid there. It's going to cost me £100 to fix it, I bet. So there's not much point. I might as well just weigh it in and get it gone. And then we're ready then. I can deal with, you know, re-underseal the chassis whilst the bed's off. And look at sorting this rust out as well then. Yeah. See, it's not gone through. Sort them bits off. Ready for us to take it for a new bed. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll put a camera on when we get to scrapyard. You can see them pull it off with a massive crane they've got. It's going to be the simplest way, easiest way. Okay, we have a chassis cab. The flatbed's gone. I didn't pull the camera out of the scrapyard because they were loading up a wagon. So there was so much going on and I had to help them get the bed off. So, but it's gone, and we're left with a chassis. A little bit scabby, but there's no rot. It's just surface rust. So, like I said, next we're going to get the wire brush out, rub down all the get all the loose stuff off, and just all this, get all this crap off, and spray it with some underseal whilst it's exposed like this. But you know, obviously we know this is a cat N, but there's no issues at all with the chassis, which I knew there wasn't. Both perfectly straight. So yeah, happy. So I think we might as well carry on in this video. I won't end it here. I'm going home now, but I won't end it here. We'll come back tomorrow, wire brush it down, and underseal it, and then I'm hoping I can get it off early next week to the place that's going to build the bed for me, and perhaps end of next week we might be done. So I've just like, you know, wrapped up and zip tied the side lights because they came down the side of the bed, because I want to put them back onto the new bed, you see. We'll check over all the wiring as well, I think tomorrow. So I don't know what these are all about. LED reverse lights or something, I don't know. Because they're your number plate lights. It does look like that's just been tweaked back a little bit as well, so I might try to bend that back with something maybe. Perhaps whilst it's exposed. But happy with that. There's the other side markers there. We've also got a little bit of an issue with this fuel tank. The fuel gauge isn't working. I've had a look, I've googled it, shall we say, and it's a common issue. It's not generally the sender, it's usually to do with the wiring underneath the passenger headlight. So we'll probably have a look into that as well tomorrow, because obviously if there is an issue, we want to get it done now, don't we? It's so easy to get to. But the back of the cab, fine. So I won't bother painting the back of the cab, so we don't need to get the painting work done before the new bed goes on, so it won't be in our way. So yeah, right, I'm going to get off, have some tea. We'll come back in the morning and get some wire brushing done, I think. Same on the other side. Yeah, there's supposed to be an hole there, that's fine. Right, see you in the morning. Okay, so we're in the next day then. Alright, what have I got? So I went to the shop and got myself some underseal, underbody coating. So it goes on with a gun. So we are going to have to somehow get this in the unit later and get an airline on it to get that stuff on. But first of all, I did buy this to put in my drill, but I haven't got my drill with me, so that was a amateur mistake, wasn't it? So we've got a wire brush. Now this side, places like this, I'll just give it a quick little brush, just to give it something to key into, and I'm just going to spray over it. You know, and then obviously when you've got bits like this, all I want to do is get the loose stuff off. You know, just to make it better than what it is now, really. A bit over underseal over that lot. It's better, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just get this loose stuff off, and then just go over it. So this side's not too bad, really. The other side's far worse. That must have been however they parked it, where the weather came in or something. And look at that. Get all that loose crap off, and get some underseal on it. Just to protect it a bit, really, do you know? Make it look a bit nicer. What's it cost me? It's only cost me 36 quid for all this. Bit of time. And then when we go and get the bed put on, we know it's protected then, you know, because obviously a lot of this will be more open to the elements with a recovery bed on than it would a flat bed. So I think it's a good idea to do it. We mustn't forget to try and figure out that fuel tank sender issue, whatever it is. But I forgot the keys to the van as well, so I'm having a really good morning, really. But anyway, I'll wire this brush this down. We'll go and get the keys, have a mess trying to get the fuel gauge to work, and then get it up to the unit later on and get that underbody coating on it. Then we can be left to dry for a couple of days. I have rung the recovery bed company, and unfortunately it's a 6 to 8 week waiting list, which is not ideal. But you know, they're the cheapest by far, and they're cheap because they, you know, build them to mass, these particular beds. So we're just gonna have to wait, and once we get in the unit, I'll have to just get my mates to take me with the trailer and pick them up. You know, if I get a couple of cars, whilst we're waiting for this to be finished. So it is what it is, isn't it, really? But I'm going to email this company anyway and see if they want to do a bit of a, you know, partnership on it, perhaps get a bit of discount or jump the queue a little bit, and I'll do a bit of a video on it on the channel then for them, do a bit of advertising. So I'll leave off naming them at the minute, and I'll see where we get with it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to sand all this down, well, wire brush it all down. It'll take a while, won't bother time lapsing it. You don't want to watch me going all around the van like this, do you? Or do you? I don't know. Maybe I'll set up a little bit and you can watch a little bit. Right then, probably took an hour or two, but I've got off everything that's loose, and I'll give it a rub down. So that, as far as I'm concerned, really, he's ready to be, you know, undercoat, whatever you want to call it. What I'm thinking of doing is running to local car wash. It's one you do yourself, and I'm just going to spray it off, get all the dirt out, and get all the loose, you know, bits that are left. And then it gets it clean, make sure it dries, and then run it up to the unit, try and get it in there. It's not going to fit. There's no possible way this van's going to fit in that unit, is there? No way. So I might have to try and do it outside the unit. Run the airline out the door, do it after, you know, work hours, so it's quiet. And just do it outside the door, I think. Won't take long. So I think before we go up there, or before we go and wash it, I'm going to have a little look and try and see if we can figure out why this fuel gauge isn't working. I'll show you what it does, or doesn't do, should we say. So the gauge is properly bottomed out, right? See, it just moves up, but moves to exactly empty, and that's it. Doesn't go any higher, and I put 30 quid, it was like when I picked it up, I put 30 quid in it, and it hasn't budged, so there's obviously an issue. So after reading a few bits and pieces, you see, looking there actually as well, look at the temperature gauge, that does the same, moves up to the centre of C, and that works fine. So it's not like there's only a little bit of fuel in it, it's literally, it doesn't work. So there's two options. I've read on a few forums, it's a common issue this, and generally most have said, just 1 second, most have said it's generally an issue in the loom behind the passenger headlight. Oh, looks a bit dirty and whatnot. So I think what I'm going to do first, so I think it'll be easier, is undo this and have a look at the actual float, make sure the float's moving, move it by hand and see if the gauge moves. After that, I might check if there's power to this plug, because that's the only electrical plug going into the fuel tank, so it has to be that. And it's got 4 wires, so if I look at the colours there and then go into try and figure out the loom that comes from the fuel tank, try and follow the cables and see if we can find any damage to the cables or something, or perhaps it's just simply a fuel sender or something, I don't know. First things first though, let's see if the float works, take it from there. Right, so we've jumped forwards a couple of hours now. I had a bit of a play with the fuel gauge issue, not really got anywhere with that. For a start I couldn't undo that, so I might try that whilst we're up at the unit. So I went off and washed it all, so I've got all the crap off. I've come back up to the unit, most of the water had come off, but I've gone over it with the airline and that's got some more loose stuff off as well, which is good. So we're ready now really to crack out the underbody coating. It's Schultz basically, isn't it? It's Schultz. Whack it on the airline and yeah, see what happens. As usual with most things I do, I've never done this, so I don't know, take it easy on me. We'll get there, won't we? But yeah, how hard can it be? Let's give it a go, see how it comes out. Ooh, I actually think that's gone pretty good to myself. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm pretty happy with it actually. Goes on really easy, really fast. I think I've got a pretty even cover all the way over. So yeah, we'll get it all back over to the field in the daylight, a bit outside the unit should I say, and have a quick last look, and then we'll close this video off I think. And yeah, we're pretty much ready for that bed to go on it, but obviously a bit of a delay, but not much we can do about that, I'm afraid. Right then, I'm not going outside, it's windy as hell. We're better off just looking from in here. But it looks so much better, so much better. So really happy with that. Nice and simple as well, easy job. That'll protect it now for a good, well, for the whole life of, well, the rest of the vehicle probably. So that's going to be it. I'm probably covered in black spots aren't in my face, because my hands are, so my face probably is as well. But anyway, yeah, we're going to call it a day there. As always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Big thumbs up, and don't forget to press that bell notification so you're notified of all future videos in the future. So yeah, next video, I think, because we're going to have to wait a bit, we might as well paint this cab, mightn't we? You know, we'll get the bonnet, we'll paint the cab, and perhaps get a bumper skin. Not too sure how far to go with it really. It's only a recovery truck at the end of the day, but I'd like to sort that rust out at least. So we might do that in a video coming up, and I've still got to do the final video on the Polo. You know, we were going to take it for a bit of a drive and do like a driver's review of it, weren't we? Because a few of you asked for that, so that should be coming up soon as well. Other than that, nothing new really to say. When I hear anything about the unit, I'll let you know. Anyway, thank you as always. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.